In ancient times, great kings or emperors used to keep their possessions to ensure their prestige and power in the afterlife. But few went as far in this effort as the first Chinese emperor, Qin Shi Huang, in the 3rd century AD. Qin's extraordinary work triggered the envy of even a powerful Egyptian pharaoh. The ambitious Chinese emperor was responsible for building the famous Terracotta Army, also known as the Qin Emperor's Army. This impressive funerary art was designed to protect the emperor after his death. Emperor Qin Shi Huang was buried around 210 to 209 AD. In his mausoleum, as usual, were buried various treasures, jewelry, and artistic objects. Surrounding him in long trenches was his protective terracotta army in battle formation. Terracotta sculptures represent his army, with hundreds of life-size replicas of soldiers, generals, horses, and chariots, each one individually molded, with unique facial expressions, positions, and attire. Each statue was complemented with its respective weaponry, such as spears, bows, or bronze swords, painted in vivid colors and lacquered for protection and finish. The result reveals impressive craftsmanship by the artisans of the time. The sculptures have different statures according to the rank of each officer. The excavations estimate that the army was positioned in 3 trenches, with more than 8,000 sculptures of soldiers, 130 chariots pulled by 520 horses, and 150 cavalry soldiers. Much of Emperor Qin's army remains buried to this day. A 4th trench makes up the citadel, but was found empty, which leads one to believe that it was not possible to complete this undertaking. In addition to the statues representing the army, terracotta statues of officers, acrobats, court officials, musicians, and animals, among others, were found. The emperor tried to reproduce his life as much as possible in replicas that could follow him to the world of the dead. Archaeological records indicate that the construction of the mausoleum began in 246 AD and lasted about 38 years, involving approximately 700,000 workers. Although time has destroyed and worn away the necropolis's glorious appearance, records by the historian Sima Qian between 140 to 95 AD report that, in addition to the impressive terracotta army, the emperor was buried with palace treasures. In his crypt were representations of the stars, sun, and moon, made with precious stones, and also records that the emperor created artificial rivers of mercury throughout the complex that simulated the regional river's topography. Some of these reports have not yet been confirmed by archaeological findings. However, there is still much to excavate, and it is impossible to completely disregard the fidelity with which Sima Qian recorded impressive work. Soon after Qin's death, one of the aspirants to the succession, Emperor Xiangyu, invaded the necropolis and looted the armaments of the Terracotta Army and set fire to the complex, causing it to collapse at some points and destroy many pieces. The Terracotta Army was discovered in 1974 by a group of farmers digging a well about a mile away from the emperor's tomb on Mount Li, a region surrounded by waterways. This discovery surprised archaeologists, who soon realized that it was the largest collection of terracotta figures ever seen. A museum was built on the site, and protective structures were erected to protect the excavation work, which is still ongoing. The entire structure of the Qin Emperor's necropolis boasts an impressive 98 square kilometer size, and it was a small representation of his empire and power. The main tomb was built in the shape of a pyramid at the base of Mount Li, and occupies a space corresponding to a football pitch. The tomb of Emperor Qin has not yet been excavated, as there is a huge risk of degradation should it be opened. The wear and tear of the terracotta pieces makes archaeologists fear that exposing the tomb to the elements will damage this important historical record. With his terracotta army, the Emperor Qin achieved his goal of carrying his glorious history beyond mortality.
Sculpting.